Kerem is 26 years old, sitting in a co-working space in Istanbul on a Tuesday afternoon. He's been working in supply chain logistics for 3 years since finishing his undergraduate degree in industrial engineering. He knows he wants to move into a more strategic role. He's heard that an MBA or an MSc in operations management from a European or UK institution would help. He's not sure which one. He's not sure which country. He's not sure which institution. He opens Google and types, "Is a UK Masters in Operations Management worth it for a Turkish engineer?" He is not looking for a university. He is looking for an answer. He doesn't yet have a shortlist. He doesn't yet have a preferred country. He is at the earliest possible stage of the enrollment journey, the stage before the stage most university marketing is designed to address. The first result is a Reddit thread from 2 years ago. He reads it. The second is a blog post from a UK university he's vaguely heard of, titled, "Why an MSc in Operations Management Could Transform Your Career." He clicks it. The post opens with 2 paragraphs about the university's research ranking and faculty credentials. He's back on Google within 30 seconds. The third result is a blog post from a different institution, UK versus Germany for Operations Management. What engineers from Turkey and Azerbaijan need to know. He clicks it. He reads the entire post. He bookmarks it. He clicks through to the program page. He starts an inquiry. The second institution wrote content for someone searching. The first wrote content for someone who had already decided. Kerem was not that person yet, and neither are most of the students your institution is trying to reach at the exact moment they are most open to influence. This chapter teaches you how to write for Kerem. Before we get into it, this is chapter 7 of my book, The Science of Persuasive Copy. Links are in the description. Let's go. Search behavior is not random. Every query a prospective student types into a search engine is a signal, a real-time indicator of exactly where they are in their decision journey, what question they're trying to answer, and what type of content will actually satisfy their intent. Reading these signals correctly and creating content that answers the exact question being asked at the exact stage it's being asked is one of the highest leverage skills in higher education marketing, and it's one of the most consistently underdeveloped. The behavioral science underpinning this is the same dual process framework we covered in episode 2. At the awareness stage, search queries are exploratory and emotionally open. Is studying abroad worth it? Best countries for a master's in engineering, UK versus Canada for postgraduate study. System 1 is dominant. The searcher is forming impressions, building a mental map of possibility, and looking for resonance rather than data. At the consideration stage, queries become more specific and analytically oriented. MSc Operations Management UK entry requirements. Scholarship for Turkish students UK 2025. Graduate route visa after MSc UK. System 2 is increasingly engaged. The searcher is evaluating options, comparing specifics, and looking for evidence that resolves particular concerns. At the decision stage, queries become institutional and transactional. A specific university name, a comparison between 2 named institutions, an application deadline. The searcher has a shortlist and is performing final verification. The critical strategic insight that this matrix reveals, and the one that most institutions consistently miss, is that the awareness and early consideration stages are the highest opportunity, lowest competition content territory in higher education search. Most institutions compete fiercely for decision stage queries. Very few compete effectively for awareness stage queries, where the audience is maximally open to influence and the right content has a disproportionate impact on everything that follows. Kerem's query, "Is a UK Masters in Operations Management worth it for a Turkish engineer?" is an awareness stage query. It expresses uncertainty, not institutional preference. The institution that answers it, specifically, honestly, in the language of the reader's actual concern, gets the first touchpoint in what could become an enrollment. The institution that doesn't answer it doesn't exist in Karam's decision journey at all. Now, search itself has changed fundamentally. The search landscape higher education marketing operates in today is undergoing its most significant structural shift since the early days of Google. The rapid deployment of AI-generated answer features, Google's AI overviews, Microsoft Copilot in Bing, and dedicated answer engines like Perplexity, has altered the relationship between search query, search result, and website visit in ways that most e-marketing teams haven't yet fully adapted to. In the traditional model, a user typed a query, received 10 links, clicked 1, arrived at a web page. In the emerging model, a user types a query and receives a synthesized AI-generated answer at the top of the results page, constructed from multiple source documents, with no necessity to click through to any individual source. For higher education content, this has two critical implications. The first is defensive. Content that was previously generating traffic through organic ranking may now be answering the query in the AI overview without producing a single click-through visit. Traffic to organically ranking pages for informational queries is declining. The second is an opportunity. Content that is structured to be cited by AI answer engines reaches the searcher even when it doesn't rank first in traditional results. A page that gets cited in an AI overview for the query, graduate route visa eligibility for Turkish students after MSc UK, reaches Karam even if it sits 7th in the blue link results. This is the emerging discipline of Answer Engine Optimization, AEO, and it's the most significant new strategic opportunity in digital marketing. The framework for this chapter, the Search Demand Architecture, integrates both traditional SEO and AEO into a single planning system. It operates across three interconnected components. The first is the Search Intent Matrix. This maps the queries prospective students ask at each stage of the enrollment journey against the content type that satisfies each query, the conversion objective for that content, and the primary metric by which its performance should be evaluated. At the awareness stage, the content type is long-form editorial, comparison guides, country-specific decision guides, career explainers. The conversion objective is first brand impression, email capture, retargeting pixel. The primary metric is time on page and scroll depth, not inquiry form submissions, which is the wrong metric to apply to awareness stage content. At the early consideration stage, the content type is program category guides and alumni career trajectory content. The conversion objective moves toward program page visit and open day registration. At the deep consideration stage, the content type is requirements pages, scholarship hub content, and FAQ pages structured specifically for AEO. The conversion objective is inquiry form submission. And at the decision stage, the content is program pages, testimonial content, comparison pages, virtual open days. The conversion objective is application initiation and completion. The matrix reveals a structural gap in how most institutions allocate their content investment. They over-invest in decision stage content, the program pages, the branded pages, the SEO for their own name, and dramatically under-invest in awareness stage content, which is the territory where Karam actually lives, and where the students who haven't yet decided anything are maximally persuadable. The second component is the entity-first content system, and this requires a meaningful shift in how you think about optimization. Traditional SEO-optimized content for keywords. Discrete search terms whose presence in a document signaled to search algorithms that the document was relevant to that term. Entity-first content optimizes for entities. The people, places, organizations, qualifications, regulatory frameworks, and concepts that search engines and AI answer engines use to build semantic understanding of a document's subject matter and authority. In higher education, the shift from keyword to entity optimization has significant implications for how content is structured. A program page optimized for the keyword, MSc Operations Management UK, includes that phrase a specified number of times in specified locations. A program page optimized as an entity document establishes, through structured and semantically rich content, that this page covers the full semantic landscape of the topic, curriculum, outcomes, entry requirements, career pathways, accreditation, visa routes, and connects to the broader entity network of related programs, institutions, employers, and regulatory bodies. Entity-first content follows 4 principles. The first is completeness. The content addresses the full range of questions a prospective student might have about the topic, not just the questions the institution prefers to answer. The second is specificity. Every claim is specific and verifiable, named employers, specific employment statistics, named accreditation bodies, specific visa route references. Vague claims like, excellent career outcomes, or world-class faculty, are not entity signals, specific named facts are. The third is authority signals, faculty credentials, research publications, industry partnerships, regulatory recognition, built into the content as structural components rather than added as decoration. And the fourth is semantic connectivity. The content connects explicitly to related entities through internal links, named references, and structured data markup. A program page that names the specific accreditation standard, references the relevant visa route by its official name, and links to the relevant professional body is more semantically connected than a page that mentions these things vaguely in passing. The third component is the AEO Answer Block Structure. This is the most practically actionable part of this chapter for most marketing teams, because it can be retrofitted into existing content without rebuilding entire pages. Answer engine optimization requires content to be structured so that AI answer engines can extract clean, specific, citable answers to discrete questions. The AEO answer block is the structural unit of this approach. Each block opens with a heading formatted as the question itself, in the exact or near exact language of the target query, provides a direct, concise answer in the first 1 to 2 sentences immediately following the heading, and then develops the answer with supporting detail, evidence, and context. The reason this structure works is that it mirrors the format in which AI engines present information: a direct answer followed by supporting context. Content structured in answer blocks is significantly more likely to be cited in AI overview responses than content where the answer is buried within a longer paragraph or requires the reader to synthesize information from multiple sections. Here's a direct example of an AEO answer block, written for the query: Can Turkish students work in the UK after a master's degree? The heading is, Can Turkish students work in the UK after completing a master's degree? And the block opens. Turkish students who complete an eligible master's degree at a UK university can apply for the graduate route visa, which permits 2 years of work in the UK at any skill level without requiring employer sponsorship. Then it develops the specific eligibility conditions, the transition pathway to a skilled worker visa, the entry requirements. Every named entity, the graduate route visa, the student sponsor license requirement, is cited specifically. This block would rank for the query in traditional search and get cited in AI overviews simultaneously, and it would be equally useful to Karim whether he encounters it in a Google result or an AI-generated answer. Now let's look at how the search demand architecture applies across different institution types, because the correct strategy genuinely shifts depending on who you are. Research-intensive universities operate with a significant entity authority advantage in search. Their institution names, faculty members, research outputs, and accreditation bodies are already well-established entities in the semantic networks of search engines. This means their branded and near-branded queries are typically well-defended and their program pages often rank well for mid-funnel consideration queries without intensive optimization effort. Their vulnerability is at the awareness stage. A prospective student from Turkey asking, "Is a UK Masters in Engineering worth it for someone wanting to stay in Europe?" is not yet thinking about any specific institution. And a Russell Group university that has invested heavily in branded content and decision stage optimization may have almost no presence in the search results that answer this question. The search strategy priority for research-intensive universities is therefore awareness stage content investment, long-form editorial guides, country-specific decision content, and career outcome explainers that capture prospective students at the top of the funnel before any competitor institution is on their radar. Teaching-focused and modern universities face the opposite challenge. They typically can't compete effectively for branded queries or mid-funnel consideration queries in high-competition subject areas. Their search strategy should concentrate resources at the awareness stage, the territory where entity authority matters less than content quality and search intent precision. A modern university with a strong employment record in a specific vocational program, physiotherapy, social work, quantity surveying, can dominate awareness stage search results for career-specific queries in that field, capturing prospective students who are searching for career information rather than institutional information, well before those students have formed any preference for a specific institution. International recruitment search strategy requires an additional dimension. The same prospective student may be searching in their first language, in English, or in both, and the search results for equivalent queries in different languages may surface entirely different content from entirely different institutions. Institutions serious about international recruitment from specific origin markets should invest in market-specific content that is written with genuine cultural and regulatory specificity, not simply translated from existing English content. Translated content that was not conceived with the target audience's search behavior in mind will not rank for the queries that audience is actually typing, because those queries are formulated in the language of the audience's own decision experience. For Turkish origin student recruitment specifically, a high-value market for UK, German, Dutch, and North American institutions, search content must address the specific regulatory and financial questions that dominate Turkish student search behavior. Erasmus Plus eligibility, bilateral recognition of UK qualifications in Turkey, Turkish Central Bank foreign currency transfer limits for tuition payment, and the graduate route visa timeline relative to Turkish passport renewal requirements. These are not generic international student concerns. They are market-specific questions that appear consistently in Turkish student search data, and that almost no institution is answering in dedicated, well-structured content. The competitive opportunity for any institution that chooses to answer them is significant precisely because so few do. Postgraduate professional programs, MBA, LLM, MSc in finance, MSc in data science, operate in a search landscape characterized by high intent and relatively low search volume for specific program-level queries. The prospective student searching for MSc Quantitative Finance UK with CFA exemptions is a highly qualified, highly motivated prospect. But there are not many of them searching at any given time. The search strategy for these programs prioritizes depth over breadth. One authoritative, comprehensively structured program page that answers every question a prospective student might have, built as an entity document with AEO Answer Block sections embedded throughout, rather than a large volume of thin supporting content that answers individual questions superficially. Let me show you directly what this looks like applied to the same brief with and without search demand strategy. The context is a UK university with an MSc in supply chain management, targeting Turkish and Azerbaijani applicants at the awareness stage. The typical version opens, "Why study supply chain management at Northfield University?" At Northfield University, our MSc in Supply Chain Management offers students a world-class education in one of the most dynamic and in-demand fields in global business. Our program is delivered by internationally recognized faculty with deep industry expertise and covers the latest developments in logistics, procurement, digital supply chain, and sustainable operations. Applications are now open for September entry. Download our prospectus to find out more. That content is institution first. It assumes the reader has already decided to consider this university. It contains no recognition signal for Karim, who hasn't yet decided whether a UK degree is the right choice. It will not rank for his awareness stage query. and if it did rank, he would bounce from it within 30 seconds, which is exactly what happened with the second result in the story we opened with. Now compare the version built on the search demand architecture. The headline is, UK versus Europe for an MSc in Supply Chain Management. What engineers from Turkey and Azerbaijan need to know. And the opening reads, if you are an engineer or logistics professional from Turkey or Azerbaijan considering a postgraduate degree in supply chain management, you're probably weighing 3 questions that most university websites do not answer directly. Will the qualification be recognized when I return home? Will the career outcomes justify the tuition cost? And is the UK the right country, or would Germany or the Netherlands serve me better? This guide addresses all 3, specifically, and without the promotional framing that makes most institutional content useless for making an actual decision. Same institution, same program, same facts available. Completely different relationship to the reader's actual search intent. The second version answers the question Karam actually typed. The first answers a question nobody at the awareness stage is asking. If this chapter has been useful, subscribe now. We're heading into the campaign architecture chapter next, which brings everything from all 7 episodes together into a single, end-to-end enrollment campaign system. Let's close this out. Your prospective students are asking questions right now, in search engines and in AI answer tools, about decisions they haven't yet made and institutions they haven't yet found. If your institution is not answering those questions, clearly, specifically, in the language of the searcher's actual concern, and in a structure that AI engines can actually cite, then a competitor is. Or an AI engine is. Either way, you are not in that conversation. The search demand architecture exists to get you into it, at the earliest possible moment in the student's journey, before they've formed preferences that will be very difficult to shift later. If you'd like the complete version of this chapter, including the full search intent matrix, the AEO answer block templates, and the implementation exercises that build a 6-month editorial calendar from your own program and target market, the book this series is based on, The Science of Persuasive Copy, is in the description below. Available on Barnes & Noble, Everand, and Thalia. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.